Calgary Flames organization would like to sincerely thank all fans who attended tonight and every night for another great show of support. Budweiser wants to remember there's more great games we're eating, so please enjoy responsibly. Calgary Flames back under Scotiabank Saddledome tomorrow night, taking on the Anaheim Ducks. Note the game time is 7:30 start. Head to CalgaryFlames.com for all your ticket information.
Winning Motor Trend Truck of the Year 3 times in a row? That had never been done before. Then again, neither had a 12-inch touchscreen or 1,000 pound-feet of torque. Never been done before. It's just kind of our thing.
Welcome to Flames Postgame Live, brought to you by your Alberta Ram dealers. Brendan Parker alongside Cory Sarich as we break down a 6-2 Calgary Flames victory here on home ice. The win streak now extended to 7 games for the Calgary Flames, and kind of an interesting hockey game tonight. Maybe not textbook, as you would put it, but you find a way to get the job done. I mean, what stands out about a 6-2 win here on home ice?
Well, the Calgary Flames, even though they didn't dominate in the shot department like they have been lately in that first period, they were a very patient team. They came out and they just kind of take what they were given. They didn't try to force anything. There was maybe a few loose plays at the start of the game in the first period. Maybe got a little message in between the first and second to tighten up a little bit from the guy that's running the show. But no, other than that, it was a pretty patient game, and eventually they just tilted the ice. And even though the chances weren't there in that second period, man, oh man, they spent a lot of time in the Columbus zone, and that just is wearing on a young hockey team.
Yeah, and you know, Matthew put it, I think it was in the second intermission, kind of just talked about how eventually it started to feel like the first go-around in Columbus, just you get a couple and then it starts to snowball a little bit. You start adding up the shots and eventually the goals. Yeah,
they stuck to it and eventually, you know, caused the other team to make some mistakes. One was very noticeable on the backhand pass through the slot there in, I think that was the end of the first period, to kind of break things open. Matthew Tkachuk and Johnny Gaudreau.
About 5 minutes left there,
with a really nice goal, and that just kind of seemed to send things snowballing from there.
Well, let's take a look at it because you're right. That was an interesting part of the hockey game. Still at 1-goal game at that point. That one made it 3-1, and eventually they'd finish the period up 4-1. But here's how it started in the first period, and Eric Branson gets his second goal in as many games, a seeing eye point shot.
Yeah, and a couple goals in this game that maybe Merzlikins would like to have back. There's a couple that went just under his glove. I think that was a very savable puck. Maybe a little bit of a screen on that one. And then here,
sticks there at least, yeah.
This one, I don't think anybody wants this one back.
No, that one was finished. We'll put it that way. I mean, to be fair, I mean, Rasmus was there, but he didn't have to touch it. Andrew Peeke gets credit for that. It's listed as the own goal, and Elias Lindholm gets credit for his 19th of the season. But this was big, though. A nice little response here from Columbus to make it a 2-1 game, still in that first period.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a breakdown there, but you can't really fault. It was played pretty well by Noah Hannafin on this one, and it just bounces to the outside. Can't fault the goaltender either. That happens every now and then. Right on the tape, it's a yawning cage to snap it into.
Boquist gets the goal there. That's his 9th. And then how about this? This is the play you're referring to. You get the turnover inside the zone and able to finish off on a 2-on-1 with Johnny and Chuck.
And Brandon, we were talking about it a little bit earlier in the game as well. Like for the Columbus Blue Jackets, you got to know who you're on the ice against. When you're out there against the other team's top line, you have to be very aware about where you're going to put pucks, how you manage pucks, and backhands in the middle of the ice aren't going to cut it.
No, that one quickly ends up in the back of the net, and so does this one. Dylan Dubé off the rush, short-handed, keeps on the 2-on-1 with Andrew Mangiapane, and this is a great shot.
Yeah, nice work by, managed to dig that one out, got it to Dylan. He had all sorts of time there to make his decision. No back pressure, nothing coming, and another one right in a good spot, right underneath the glove.
Yeah, when you get that kind of time, that's a beautiful finish there, 5th of the season for Dubé. Now to the third period, and Adam Ruzicka continues his streak here. Now he's got points in back-to-back games and scores his 3rd.
It's nice to see the Flames keep shooting the puck as well. Like, even they didn't deviate from that. They maybe didn't come out with as many shots as they wanted in the first period, but once they started sneaking a few shots past the Columbus goaltender, they kept up with it, and just a nice little shot off the wing there by Ruzicka.
That's actually 4 for Ruzicka, and then Columbus did get one back here, kind of a scramble play off the rebound, and Zach Werenski will score his 7th of the season here. Just a quick one.
The defenseman who's up the ice a lot, number 80, he chimes in with one there, and we saw him a lot in Calgary's offensive zone.
For sure, no doubt about it, and pays off there for sure, but end up with another one in the back of the net, and the flip pass from Johnny Gaudreau, the send in Tyler Toffoli, and that's a nice finish in his Calgary Flames debut.
doing a little bit of a balancing act there on this one too.
Skate.
Just trying to avoid losing that edge, maybe slipping, running into the goaltender. Nice job of corralling the puck and great patience on that, outweighting the goalie.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll talk a little bit more about Tyler Toffoli, of course, as this night goes on. But I want to get some early post-game thoughts here from the head coach, Daryl Sutter. Let's listen into what he has to say about the 6-2 victory here tonight.
Go ahead, you guys.
What were just maybe for starters your overall impressions of what you saw tonight?
I think it's important against a young team like that to, I think they'd won 4 in a row on the road and played really well since the last time we played them, actually. So it was important to try and come out and play our game and score the first goal. And I think it was similar to the last game that we played against, to be quite honest, where we scored goals at pivotal times. First goal and that goal, the shorthanded goal late in the second. Was important.
We talked this morning about giving Tyler Toffoli some time to settle in, but just on the human side of it, a guy debuts, the crowd's chanting his name at the end of the night. What was it like for you to witness that?
Well, they know he's a good player. Remember I said that about our fans, the real fans. They know the game. They don't have to do anything that's social media wise or anything like that, right? They're onto it. They get it. You know what? I said I'd manage his game, and he'd manage his, and that's what he did.
What can it do for a player like Dylan Dubé getting off the schneid, first goal in 14 games? How'd you find his play?
Well, he's going to have to. I mean, he's in a competition to be in the lineup, and he's one of them young guys. Got to maximize his skill set. Very simple. Got the tools. It's the very same questions you ask about him that you asked about Adam Rizika.
What did you think of Dan Vladar tonight?
Glad he got to win his first home game.
Okay, guys, that's it. Thank you.
Quick thoughts there from the head coach, Daryl Sutter. And maybe before we move on too much further into the postgame show, let's talk a little bit about the new guy, Tyler Toffoli. Probably a whirlwind day when you get a call like that first thing in the morning. I know it was a day off in Montreal. You go through the media villas, some of the initial meetings, and then fly to Calgary late and play in a game today. Would you rather do that though as a player, just to get right in there?
Yeah, you want to join your team right away, and I'd probably rather join for a game than practice.
Yeah, it's absolutely.
It is obviously a little awkward. You're adjusting to new equipment. You got some new gloves, new bucket, whatever else you've got. You got a new shell on your pants. You're meeting lots of new faces. You're probably going to forget most of the ones that you meet the first day, and it'll take you a little while to figure them out. And then you forget. I guess it's good that Tyler's coming over from a Canadian market. But when you come up to a Canadian market, it's all things hockey here north of the border. So he's going to face a barrage of questions. I'm sure he's going to be still facing those as we speak after the game is over. And it will be one big day. I think he's going to sleep well tonight.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And right on that, you carry it right over because you get another one tomorrow. And nothing like just getting inserted in and playing 3 games here over the next 4 days, and just kind of 3 games in 5 days, I guess it is there. I'm back on Saturday, but just really, kind of immersing yourself in it. But the familiarity, I mean, we've talked about how many guys you played with before. That's got to help a lot too, just knowing so many faces, having some guys that you've spent some time with at least.
Yeah, it's got to be really neat. Whenever you can, rekindle a friendship or just get some chance on the ice again with an old teammate of yours, that's a pretty neat thing, and it doesn't happen all that often. I spent parts of my career on different teams and changeover, and it's I'm sure there's a lot of guys that have a lot of crossover. I was the opposite, so whenever I went to a new team, it was a bunch of brand new faces.
Fresh.
And it's got to be pretty cool to have some old pals in the room. Not sure exactly what that feels
Yeah, you
like.
don't have that first-hand experience. It's too bad. Normally there'd be 1 or 2 guys or somebody like that, you'd think.
You generally think so. I was fortunate enough, actually, in my very last move out of Calgary to Denver, at least to go with someone I knew. It was myself and Alex Tanguay.
Sure.
So you're being moved along with someone there. But no, it's everyone's careers have different paths, and it's pretty neat though. It's usually very easy to transition to a new locker room with just how everyone is and how welcoming everyone is in this sport. So it makes it pretty special. The hockey community is pretty tight.
Sure, and small, kind of when you look back now and look over the course of the career and all the guys you played with now.
And all the different crossover, right?
Yeah.
Like you start to talk about one player that you played with, and all of a sudden you've got a whole string of them, and
Sure.
it's easy to find similarities with other current hockey players and other ex-hockey players. There's usually always some kind of shade of Kevin Bacon.
That's right. That's right. Somewhere far removed in its connection down the line. Either way, Calgary Flames win 6-2 here. Let's get some more post-game reaction from one of those new guys, or from the new guy, Tyler Toffoli, and joined by Dylan Dubé at the podium.
Tyler, for us mortals, describe to us how it is when thousands of people are chanting your name in your debut for a National Hockey League team.
I mean, it was obviously pretty cool, but at the same time, a little embarrassing for myself. The boys, Raz was all over me in the room, so a little embarrassing.
What we know that you jumped on a flight that the last 36 hours has been a whirlwind, but what did you think of the way tonight went?
Yeah, obviously coming to a really good team, playing really good hockey right now. I was excited, and it was just good playing good hockey and playing with the lead and doing all the little things that makes a team successful. And it was just another one of those nights.
Tyler, can you take us through that goal? I mean, the lob pass, the one leg. I mean, it's a heck of a debut, but it was quite a play.
Yeah, honestly, I almost fell, so I'll take the goal. And obviously, Johnny made a really good play, and we'll take it.
Dylan, for you, your first goal since I think about a month. Can you, I guess, walk us through that play? Because it seemed you guys had a really good jump on the defender. Were you thinking shot the whole time?
I was looking to pass. I think Manj has the hot hand all year, so I wanted to give him the puck, and I'll take my chances with giving him the puck. But guy took the lane, and I shot it and went in, so felt good. I think our line was playing good throughout that to build that, and I think our momentum was going strong, so it was nice to get that.
And I guess especially for you guys, I know you and Sean, at 5-on-5 at least have been scoring as much as you want to. Does a game like this, you have, your new line mate gets on the board, you get on the board. Is that something you guys can build on for the rest of the homestand?
Yeah, for sure. I think we were good right from the start, and it was a lot of fun. I think it gave Monty and I some energy to have Toff on the line and get going. I think we had to be good for him, and I thought we built off a good start in the first shift.
Dylan, how deflating is that goal when you're on the other side of it? Like when a team gets a shorty with 46 seconds or something left in the period, what's that do to the other person?
Yeah, I think it's good momentum for us for sure. It's tough for them, any goal, even strength shorthanded at last minute. It's hard going into the third and losing some momentum, but great for us.
Tyler, playing with Sean again, is it like riding a bike in terms of chemistry after a few years, or how does that work?
Yeah, no, I thought, like Dubes was saying, we had a good game. We had some really good opportunities the whole night, and Monty had a couple really good chances, and hopefully we just keep building, and looking forward to tomorrow and division game, and it'll be nice to play against Anaheim again.
Dylan, what's 7 in a row for the group? I mean, what's it like inside that room right now?
Yeah, it's good. I think a lot of positive vibes coming into the rink, but I think we're moving on game to game. We're trying to get better. I think there's some stuff we still need to clean up tonight, heading into a back-to-back and stay sharp for Anaheim. It's going to be a heavy game tomorrow, so I think we just kind of know we're playing different teams every game and getting ready for each opponent. So we try and clean up every game to get better and better here.
Tyler, have you had a building chant the full name like that before?
No, never. Honestly, it was amazing, but I hope they don't do it again.
Raz probably won't be very...
No, it'll be all over me again.
Yeah. Any idea what you'll do for the encore tomorrow, or...?
Just keep winning.
Awesome, thanks.
We call it the Ram 1500 Limited. But, truth be told, there's nothing limited about it. Ram 1500, winner, J.D. Power Award for Best Driver Appeal.
Flames TV Live, the post-game show brought to you by your Alberta Ram dealers. Wrapping up a Calgary Flames 6-2 victory here tonight on home ice. Now 7 consecutive wins overall and actually 7 on home ice. And heard from Tyler Toffoli and Dylan Dubé there. And, let's talk a little bit about the goaltender tonight because he's a guy who gets an opportunity, makes his first home start here as a member of the Calgary Flames. Dan Vladar, not overly busy, but probably some important work here for him tonight.
Yeah, just a lot of good saves at critical times. He had faced a couple of really tough ones in the first period. One that he made on Nyquist where he's fighting through a scramble and comes out of nowhere to stick the pad out and make this save. Looked really solid. He might have scared a little bit everyone with his first handle of the night behind the net. I don't think we have that one on the pack. He was
just stopped short of the trapezoid there.
Doing a little juggling back there. But other than that, no, pretty darn solid game. Just the right amount of work probably for tonight, and good on his team and giving him a lot of support. So yeah, here I thought he's just getting ready to move it quickly. Thought he'd do a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I know that Rick and Kelly on the feed tonight were having a little bit of fun with that one, especially Kelly. I think that freaks goaltenders out when they see.
Well, Kelly didn't have the trapezoid either, did he? So that kind of adds another element to it. You get the handle on it, and then you got it for him. He touches it first, and then it goes in, and you're stuck.
Yeah, you're kind of stuck with that piece. Even if you're follow through and you're controlling that puck, if you want to play that thing, you got to be really, really careful about managing the trapezoid.
But you make the play. He kind of played the screen pass there instead and worked out to his advantage. And overall, he gets the victory. Dan Vladar does on this night, making 18 saves. Let's hear from him now.
You waited quite a while for your chance to introduce yourself in this building. What does it mean to get out of the first one with a win?
Obviously it's great. That's my role, to be ready every single time when coaches decide that I'm playing, and I was really happy I'm still really happy that we got a W and the guys were playing really great in front of me. Obviously it's not easy when you step in after 5 weeks. So first couple of minutes you're sloppy, as you guys can tell, right? Like my puck play at the beginning, and then as the game moves on, you just start to feel a little bit better. And as I said, guys were just unreal in front of me. I think we are red hot right now. Everybody's playing really well. All the lines are just rolling, and it's not that we just lean on one line. Every line can score, and guys are just great in the D zone. They're just clearing pucks and just making me see all the pucks too. So it's great to step out there in front of our fans, and they were really loud tonight, and we really appreciate that they're coming even with all those restrictions, So it's just great. We are really having fun this month, because we are at home a lot. That wasn't part at the beginning of the season, right? So we had a bunch of road trips. So right now it's just great that we can be at home, and we are just really enjoying it.
Every guy grew up dreaming of this stage. You just met Tyler Toffoli, I think, for the first time this morning, but to see him score, the crowd chants his name, what's it like to just kind of see that all unfold for a guy?
It's just as a player, you just get a goosebumps, even though it's not your name. So, he's a great player. I saw him at the morning skate. He scored a couple of times on me. I was like, wow, this guy's got a good shot, So I think it's gonna help him a lot for sure that he just scored right away first game, and I think that the whole team is just super excited that we got him. But at the same time, we lost Peter. He was a part of our family, but he's just part of hockey, right? So I think Tops is. He seems like a really good guy. He knows a bunch of guys, and as I said, everybody was super pumped yesterday when the team announced it.
I know part of being a backup goalie is you don't complain about your workload, but how much pressure do you put on yourself when you haven't been in, other than 20 minutes in Dallas for a while? How much pressure do you put on yourself to take advantage of it?
Obviously it's not ideal, but that's my role. And before I came here, I already knew that Marquis is a great goalie, and he's been playing unbelievably. and he's just a great partner, you know. So like it doesn't really matter if he's playing or I'm playing. Like I just feel like the energy from him, it's great, and I know that when I'm playing, he's resting, but at the same time he's cheering for me. You know, he's giving me advices about players because obviously he's got a way more experience than I do. So yeah, that's just my role, and I'm not a guy like who's gonna wave something, but it's just like that's just the part. That's just this team, you know. Like it doesn't matter who's playing, whoever's on the ice, everybody's cheering for him, and I think that's why we are having success right now, because we are just having a great time right now, and we are just enjoying like all the wins. But we know it can slip away easily. So as you guys saw tonight, like we were up 6-2 with 8 minutes left, and guys were still. I didn't get a shot, you know. So I mean, it's just great, and I'm super happy that I can be part of this team.
What is the feeling like when you're playing behind a team that seems to be putting up 5-6 goals on a nightly basis?
I mean, it's just the way we play, you know. Like I think that everybody's really responsible in our D zone, and that's just how we start. You know, we are just trying to kind of frustrate the other team, and then we know that, as I said before, like we got 4 lines, and they all can score. So obviously for a goalie, it's great, you know, when you have all those snipers in front of you, and as I said, it's just a blast to be here.
Dan, you mentioned it with Wes's question. How do you prepare for a lot of these shooters, teams that you've never really faced? How do you watch film a lot? How do you study your opponents?
Yeah, like I try to watch a lot of video. Then got Barb's goaltending coach. Then I got Marky, and you know, all those guys are just trying to kind of tell me like a little bit of some advices. You know, like I don't know, like line A, like, you know, like he's got a good shot, like he knows some spots where he's shooting. So some just little things, you know, but at the same time, you know, it's just hockey, and I'm just trying to stop every single puck, and trying to kind of not put in my head who's shooting at me, you know. So when I get a chance to step out there, I try to do my best to give our team a chance to win, you know. And as I mentioned before, like our team is just playing so well right now that it's a privilege to be behind them. Thank you, guys.
What was your scouting report? What your shot? Where would you like to go? Tendencies?
Likes to stick to the blue line. Likes to wrist it through
Traffic.
Often hit shin pads. That would have probably been the scouting report. If you pressure him, he might bobble it. My last one, no. It was a beauty. If I was going out, I was going out with a bang. So the last one was down the wing.
Yeah. In
Toronto, top corner short side. And that's the one I used to always practice at the end. I wouldn't leave the ice at the end of practice until
it felt good.
Until it would go in.
Yeah.
Sometimes it took a lot of pucks so I could get off the ice and warm up. But
was there a goalie for these, or?
Not for the ones in practice, but there was for the one in the game.
No, I meant the practice one.
No, if there was a goalie, I would have never got to leave the ice. So.
That's good. We'll have to dig that goal up. We'll get our crew on that. We'll pull it up for tomorrow night's show. Thanks for doing it. This is good.
Yeah, no, that was a pleasure, and hopefully the Flames can
keep it rolling.
Yeah, come back and get started the way they got started tonight.
Less than 24 hours later, off we go again. As for tonight, though, 6-2. I'll try and gather myself here. I was laughing pretty good there. Standings. Yeah, let's take a quick look, because the reason we show that now, I know it's early, but we jump ahead of the Pacific Division, and that is because the Calgary Flames, with the win tonight, jump over the Vegas Golden Knights for top spot in the Pacific Division, and still have those 2 games in hand, 3 actually on the Anaheim Ducks, and 1 on the Los Angeles Kings as well, who are in action against Edmonton tonight. So there it is, 60 points for the Calgary Flames, 6-2 victory here tonight over the Columbus Blue Jackets. They get some offense all across the board once again. Goaltending performance from Dan Vladar, his first career win as a Calgary Flame in this building, and chalk it all up to another victory, 7 consecutive games for the Calgary Flames. And guess what? We'll be right back here in the Scotiabank Saddledome again as they welcome another division opponent. It is the Anaheim Ducks. Just mentioned them, 3 games in hand on the Ducks, so they'll get an opportunity to maybe gain some more ground on another division rival tomorrow night here at the Saddledome. Thanks for watching Flames Post Game Live, brought to you by your Alberta Ram dealers. We'll see you tomorrow night.